So the sponsor is talking about we're going to be bringing some materials. They're going to be coming as soon as possible, as we said in the video. And we're going to be talking about what we're going to be doing at this kind of the moment. Number one, I want to see and want to talk to Matiko. Nataka niongea na wewe na mama na mzee yuko. Anataka ajenge. She wants to construct you a house. And the house is already onto the architecture. And the architecture will just send it, talk about that kind of the frame of the plan to me. As going to be now initiated at this kind of the point. And the fact that they're going to be coming right now is one, I want you to show us where necessary and where we're going to be deploying and putting such kind of the construction. Unataka hizo nyumba zikae wapi? Ni hii yako ibomolewe, iekwe, alafu mama kijengewa, ahame kwenda kwa nyumba ingine tubomoe ile tuweke.
Hiyo nilikuwa nasema aje? Kuja kidogo hivi bro. Okay.
The mom should come also. That's you mzee. No problem.
Kama wanajenga ifike hapa hivi.
So hii tolewe.
Hii tolewe.
So hii tolewe. So kila mtu ana agree hii tolewe. So they are agreeing that this Matiko's house should just be demolished from here, as the new one will be constructed here. Unasema ivuto kuja chini. Ndio iache space juu.
Sababu kibanda
ya kuku. So because also we have a chicken area and we don't want to maybe squeeze this kind of the constructions together, so we can just have a little bit of a space to make sure that we're going to be having a construction of a chicken maybe parlor or a chicken house that we're going to be also coming here after the construction. So the good thing is everybody is accepting it. Like Matiko's house should just go. Utakuna lala wapi? I want to know where you will be sleeping. Utakuna lala wapi? Oh, the other house at the far point, huh? Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming from. Thank you very much for being tuned and locked in one-on-one live from the G Castle live. And we're going to be having much of the breaking news. We're going to be coming to this kind of the side one-on-one live. Hello, internet, wherever you are, subscribe, like, share, comment. So we're going to be grooving together as a team as we are enforcing and making things to happen as from by now, because things are changing and we are changing with the changes. How the changes are going to be changing us at this kind of the moment. As far as everything is in tune, we're going to be locked in, as going to be commencing much of the things here, and everything is just getting very very nice at the position. Do you know whom we have today at the site? One-on-one. We have we have the deal one. Hey, hello. Yes. Hi man. Look at this kind of the site. Today we have Matiko live from the G Castle. You can imagine now Matiko is employed to make sure that you're going to be doing this kind of the work of the tiling, and is the grout, how can I call it? A person who is applying grout is a grout applier. And today Matiko is one-on-one representing. Matiko, you have something to say? Or the work is working?
Work is working.
Work is working, yeah. Exactly. And is the one who is making sure that the tiles are very meticulous. You can see how Matiko is now applying. Everything is psychology. It's only like we have never been putting everybody to do the work. And it's arbitrary we are ever talking about, oh, this kind of the person cannot do this. We have never subjected them to the work. And today I've talked about, okay, I have a work of the tiling and the G Castle, and the work continues, and commencement, it was yesterday, and everything is just rhyming very meticulous. And I saw Matiko could be the best option to do this kind of the grouting, because it's an easiest thing that a person, whenever you are, you can just do it, and so it can just earn a little bit of something from that. And also we are just encouraging much of the people to understand everything is possible and changing lives. And this is what they were talking about. Oh, get Matiko to the work and make sure that Matiko is working so they can just take care of the family, ABCD. Matiko is onto the work immediately, and he is making it more possible, as you can see from the site here. So already the G Castle is ongoing and Matiko is applying. Matiko, hello.
Yes.
How are you?
I am fine, bro.
Everything is so nice. Yeah. How is the work?
The
work is so fantastic. Kazi ko sawa. Exactly. So you are applying the grouting. Yeah, man. Hey, Matiko, nowadays is no jokes aside. Jokes aside. And we are just, is called a zero joint. This is called a zero joint, and that's the jointing we are just using here at the G Castle here. The tiles are tiling, and we are now making sure that the tile, this kind of the color is for the bedrooms. and it's only for the bedrooms, and the kitchen gonna be having its own color, and also the sitting room gonna be having its own color. So don't talk about, oh, Kintu, why this is color looking like a little bit. This is the tiling that we're just using here, because it's gonna be so reflective whenever it comes to the lighting system, how they're gonna be coming. I have another gentleman, Mara, mambo vipi? Mambo kochonjo? Also, he doesn't leave the frame. Kazi tu pole pole. Yeah. Exactly, he's the one who is now rubbing and making sure that the joints are covered fully. As you can see, he's the one who is mopping. It's like passporting the ground to make sure that things are happening so perpendicular. Sasa walikuambia na hapa utanani? Hapa hivyo unachukua unaizunda hapa. Exactly. So guys, that's how the work is just continuing here, as we are embracing to empower people, not to disgust them, not to disgrace them, but give them an opportunity. Whenever you talk about a person is maybe lazy, a person maybe you talk about is a leaker guy, but you have never applied any kind of the thing, talk about let's get him something to do early in the morning. You understand, whenever you cover, when you talk about you get somebody a motorbike, there are so many people who are living boda is the motorbike riding. There are so many people who are leaving that kind of the job to go and look for a better job, which is so many people are getting diseases, including pneumonia, including talk about the health problems in terms of the inhaling, whereby people are leaving such kind of the works to come and do things which will be not harming their own life. Like this kind of the grouting that they are just applying, you can just assume right now, it's only like we don't have enough tiles to complete this kind of the house. It's for the bedrooms only. Then you're gonna be coming to the sitting room. If I get a little bit of the money that they're gonna be, Matiko will be working here and he will be just working. You can imagine now completing the whole of this kind of the house, grouting daily. And they're gonna be coming out of here evening, because they're gonna be getting him at the position. This is what we need. And what I was ever talking about is we are not here to talk about people who are not helping. People were helping, but the help that was coming, it was too much of the conditions. That's why you see Matiko needs a little bit of talk about a position for him to relax and also engage into something which is so natural. Like this kind of the work, it doesn't have much of the complements. Maybe you talk about it has some sickness, no. It has some altering of the normal body functioning, no. It's only unto the house, and food is there, breakfast, lunch, and the only thing that we're going to be talking about, and I want to be embracing this kind of a phrase to this kind of the people this way. When you talk about you're going to be giving somebody a work, and you talk about is about border riding, it's not the only work that a person can do. Number one, the border work, it has so many things to work into. You don't have the gears, which are essential. You understand outside here, it's only like the police are relaxed. Like maybe the NTSA who are dealing with the road and much of the security, and to whenever you are riding carelessly and whatever, reckless driving and much more. And we talk about whenever they're going to be getting you, if you are not in your good attires, they'll even arrest you. The way Matiko was riding the bike, it's only the helmet, no boots. I talk about how you have cladded your own body. You understand the village life, how people are going to be riding the bikes. It's more crazy, and it was not safe. And number two, motorbike riding, it has this kind of the scenario and circumstances. Like you can get pneumonia, you can get accidents. This kind of the works that you're going to be getting Matiko to do here, they don't have risk. The only risk is eating. And don't eat too much. That is the only thing. And getting from here, you're going to be getting something very usual. And I'm going to be eyeing on him to make sure that the work is fully occupied. The work is done meticulously. That's when he can now get out from here. And I'm going to be monitoring to make sure that Matiko is now getting a new life, which we're going to be beginning very soon as possible, to make sure we're going to be getting him a construction at his site, and we're going to be working there as I'm going to be eyeing forward to make sure that Matiko is onto the position. That is our own aim. And for the little fact, as you can now see, I think is even so safer the way you're going to be applying. And it doesn't have much of the work somebody can come and criticize, like, oh, this kind of the work, A, B, C, D. This work pays. Tiling work pays. Because if I talk about they work with percentage, they work with square meters, they work with boxes, it's a lot of money tiling the house. And that's why you see many people are talking about, tiling, I cannot do it. Because of what? They understand the aim of tiling, how it requires a lot of money for you to install the tiling onto your house. That's the best way for us to go. And that's why you see Matiko is now getting a good job, meticulous. You're going to be finishing as we're going to be getting to the breakfast. You're going to be giving us a little bit of 2-3 hints on how and what he's just applying and how he's going to be doing his own things to work forward. So I come back to how to see what the things are just happening here. We are into the bedrooms here and we are checking on how the things are just worked here. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How are you?
Fine.
Everything is so wagwan? I see you are cutting sometimes here. Exactly. Cutting tiles, eh? Exactly. So these are for the bedrooms. And we're going to be looking for another color for the sitting room. I don't know if... hello? Hi, man. What's up? He's always available. He knows everything. As you know, he was in Ernesto's construction. He was so many sites. I always take him because he's oriented from the foundation to the top to interior design. He's ever available. How are you?
Fine.
Everything is so nice. These are the bedroom. We are using the bricks formation in terms of the design, the brick formation. So it's the one that doesn't consume a lot of waste. Exactly. Yes, hello. Hey. Ilikuwa tuko boreo peke yake. Hi. Wow. So the ratio is high.
Yeah.
Which kind of the ratio are you using, bro?
1.5.
1.5 per 1 bag of cement. So 1.5 of sand. And 1 cement. Yeah. Exactly. So that's the ratio he's just using here to make sure that the tiling. So the work continues, and there's no much of maybe some of the people might talk about, Gintu maybe gonna be having some hate with anybody. No, I don't have any kind of the hate, and you can understand. Let me frame this kind of the way and I say it. When we took Matiko from a rehab, I told him that I'm gonna be employing him to do work at my G Castle. And maybe it was not the fantastic time. And I can say God's time is the best. And already today Matiko was here very early in the morning. And that is the only thing that he can just do. From here, if we can just get some money, go back home, buy some 2-3 things, get to the house, take care of the family, the children who are there, and make sure that the other money that is remaining, he can just go and sit with his own friends and talk about, this is what is remaining. I want to be mentoring and to that kind of the possibility, which gonna be happening, and that is the fantastic way we're gonna be making. As far as you're gonna be finishing it up, I think much of the people are just wondering, the G Castle is getting on. There are people who are talking about, Gintu has some of the jealousy about maybe David Jr. or whatever. What I can say is, I have also a bigger construction here, and they have to take it not into a granted way. And they should understand, like, I'm not a hated part because I understand what we are doing. He is constructing, and he's the one who inspired me. I'm gonna be telling this as a fact. David Jr. is the one who inspired me to start this kind of the house. And I cannot have any kind of the hate. Because when I met him, he told me like, Gintu, you are very stupid, ABCD, you will never get out of the mud houses, ABCD. I was so disgusted. And I talked about, why are you saying so? And I talked about, even me, I have to construct a house, the G Castle. And I'm so proud about he ever made it to happen. Because I said one day, and this is the legacy, it always prevails this way. When somebody is giving you the pressure, or maybe somebody is telling you something, you'll be mad about it. Maybe that thing you are being told, it's the change. You are being told the change. And if you be so disgraced about it, or you'd be disgusted about it, you might be the loser. Take it positive, move forward, and you'll make it happen, because we don't have failures. It's a human error which is failing us. Or we ourselves, we can just talk about, I cannot mentor myself, I cannot do this, as you're going to be failing. And to the real fact, we are about to get in, and we are working so extremely nights and days to make sure that the G Castle is going to be at a level of meticulous way. And we shall just be at a very fantastic module as we're going to be getting things going to be done. Again, when I came from Matiko's position, I got errors here still, and we are having a little bit of electricity problems, and we're going to be sorting it out, which is giving us a little bit of the headache. But we shall not be demoralized with that one, because we are again getting some piping here to make sure that...
Yeah, man.
What's up? Everything is working? I have the engineer of electrification is here. Whenever you see him here, you know even the G Castle, the electrification that's in the G Castle is the one behind it. Very professional. Exactly. And I always understand the legacy and the dignity of a person. That's very fantastic. We prevail with it. So the men are into the work and everything is working. So guys, as I come to this kind of the module, I say thank you very much for the people supporting and talking about Gintu. That's the way forward. And we're going to be making it happen. We ever give so many people. Right now, there are so many people who are putting some fertilizers to the farms. And if they're going to be coming for the breakfast, you'll see so many people here. More than 20 people I employ per day to make sure they're going to be getting a lot of wages of themselves to equip themselves with essential. And what I understand from my own way, I know hard work pays. I know moving forward pays. And I know understanding yourself also pays more. And that is what I understand from this kind of the capilog of the moment. And I say, keep on, we supporting each other, we support the environment. Nobody has hate with anybody, but what we need is the courtesy, the dignity, respect to each other. I know right now there are so many people talking about, oh, Gintu, maybe you are taking some people's project. This is not somebody's project, no. When I talk about Matiko, there's no one's project is here. Matiko is not a project. Let us not talk about, oh, Gintu is now working with Matiko. I want to be teaching him something different. Not like it's only one family that can change the life. But sometimes a person who has come from that family also can be the change to this kind of the people. That's the only courtesy. Take it to the bank. Because I worked there, I know. So as far as you see, we are doing something as a change and changing Matiko's life. It means like it's not only you personally or one family can change the life of a person. Also, the people who used to work there as the students can even change your life meticulous. That's the what I can just talk about here. So at this kind of the moment, I'm going to be getting back to understand what Matiko is just doing. Can you tell us 2-3 things about the real life situation? Is it? Kukwaji? Savi. Wow. I like the work. This is a meticulous work. He's grouting. Hapo utaweka na mkono. Hapo utaweka na mkono. Sidio? Hivyo. Hivyo. Chukua sasa mingi. Exactly. So Matiko here is learning because everything is learning, guys. Everything is learning. And that's what hivyo. Sasa. Hivyo sasa. Everything is learning, and nobody was born knowing. That's what I can say at this kind of the moment. As you can see, we are working meticulously, and we have to understand each other. We have to embrace and also teach each other, because nobody was born knowing. Everybody, whoever even constructed the G Castle here, whoever is doing meticulous work, you can say this person is working. Those people used to work for that efficiency. So if Matiko can be given this kind of the work the whole day, tomorrow he works, tomorrow but one he works, he will be the legend. One day, I will orient him with the engineer who is the tiling engineer. He will be working with him into the tiling system, into the construction system, into this kind of the work, even the ceiling. The person who is putting the tiles is the one who did this kind of the meticulous work. You can see the name here is written the G-I-N-T-U, which is the G-I-N-T-U, Gintu, officially here. So what I can say is that even him, if we can tell you the history, for him to know how to put the ceiling board, talk about the gypsum ceiling, he can know how to put the tiling, he can construct, he can be now, right now you're gonna be getting some tenders. That is what I'm ever talking about. Talk about everything you have to learn and consistency. If Matiko is placed to this kind of the work and consistency is there, he can work better in this environment. And coming out of here, it's in the evening. And they always close the work in the evening. So if you're going to be working here till the evening, imeisha, wakukoroge. Yeah, si ukoroge basi. Itabidi basi mmemwekea mingi. Oyiru imeisha. Yeah, the grout. We are using this kind of the grout here, which is so fantastic. High strength, waterproof, colorful. Exactly. This is what we are just using. So Matiko is going to be waiting for the grout to be stirred here. You're going to be telling us more about how is everything, bro. Everything is good. Kila kitu iko sawa. Sasa umeanza kujifunza kazi.
Kitu kama hiyo.
Exactly. Si kazi iko sawa?
Iko sawa.
And unatoka hapa jioni maneno iko sawa. Kila kitu inasonga. Mtu mwenye anasema ni kukunywa pombe, mwambie kwamba pombe ni baadaye. Baada ya after work is now you're going to be getting to the liquor. That's what is there. And to this kind of the moment, everything is so fantastic. I'm going to be mentoring him. Sasa wewe kuwa tu na hiyo roho ya kuonyeshwa. Have that kind of the heart to be shown on what to be done. Now, and you will move, man. And sometimes you talk about this is the way forward and everybody has a change, is going to be changing. Sasa unasema namna gani? Kazi inaendelea.
Kazi inaendelea.
Tuendelee na kazi. Yeah, exactly. So let's get on with the work as he is orienting himself and talking about the work continues each and every kind of the time, because this is the way forward. And making it, we get forward for it. Keep it tuned. Get him back, and they're now mixing this kind of the grout here and making sure they're going to be so effective. We are using a little bit of it's called the cream one, and it will be so meticulous here. It's going to be mixed here as the other guy is taking. So we have different groups here. The guy is to take this kind of the already mixed and this kind of the ratio. Gonna be getting it to the room is the transporter, and also we have the other guy is to make sure that they're gonna be sorting, cutting tiles. As we have the engineer is to fix the tiles, and also Matiko today their work is to grout and wash the tiles to be so califragistically very nice, as you can see from here. Wow. So they're gonna be coming here after finishing there. They're going to be coming here also to make sure they're going to be grouting. So I said it's zero. Zero joints. Exactly, zero joints. That's what we are using, and some brick formation, so it cannot have so much wastage of the tiles, which gonna not have essentiality to our own movement of the time. So that's what we're gonna be coming in and out at this kind of the position. Keep tuned. I'm gonna be back to you, and I'm gonna be getting inside here to understand how the things are popping out. Kila kitu iko sawa. Guys, you can now see how clean it is, and Matiko is so meticulous, even wondering. Unashangaa, si ndio? Matiko is wondering. Gintu. Yeah. He's wondering the ceiling is written Gintu. And guys, you can see now how clean it is. And this is what we talk about. Matiko can do it better. And better. This is a loop. And you're going to be, talk about the toilet, you're going to be handled as a toilet. It has its own unique tiles also as the toilet. This is, people are going to be not asking about, oh, Gintu, how is this kind of the room working? This is a corner window and very meticulous here, cornering here. I'm going to be checking on how the things are just running outside there. And also inside here, things are working more properly. As you can see, things are good. So at this kind of the moment, I say, respect to each kind of the people who are supporting Gintu and also getting me to the front yard here as we make the change. As the change is going to be coming, we're going to be changing with it. Let him work. He's wondering about, oh, it is written Gintu here. And talk about, we have finished all the ceiling. Even, I've not shown about the, of here. This is the design of the bedroom here. And it's going to be having in and out, talk about how are they called? Snake lights. They're going to be running in and out, and the outer rim, because this is the main master bedroom. This is a closet, and the other one is a toilet, and this is just talk about a common room, which is for much of the networks and the system. It's going to be working from here. So the work continues as normal, and this is the work of the day. And we cannot be talking about, oh, are we going to be coming A, B, C, D? Woo! People, get it tuned and support us, because as more as you give us the encouragement. I see so many people now are talking about, Gintu, that's the best way. But you have some of the people who are declining and talking about, oh, Gintu, that could not be the good thing, A, B, C, D. I know. That's why I say even yesterday as we went to the police station, we had to tell them what was coming. Even the police people are just wondering. Why are you being... And they were even about to... telling the mother to Matiko yesterday, and I can tell you that as a fact. They were telling the mother to Matiko like, oh, you understand, why are you getting yourself to be used? Things are coming and getting out, and you are there telling them, oh, you do this, you cry, again they return, you accept, again they go. So it's something which is not good. And they said, go and let everything go. If they want to take everything, let them go. That is it. And what they was told is to make sure that he maintains his own course. Nobody said he cannot go there and shoot. Nobody said he cannot shoot a video with Matiko. Nobody has a dignity to backfail or tell you not to do this at this specific person. If Matiko says he's going to be shooting a video with David, nobody is not, or I'm not declining it. The good thing is, use the good and the correct etiquette and the correct way to make sure you're going to be maintaining this kind of the people and also handling their matters efficiently, but not disgracing them and abusing them and mistreating them and to the frontier of their own children, which is not a good courtesy at this kind of the level. Right now, nobody's going to be humiliating him. You're going to be working here entirely, and you're going to be eating, dishing, even showering, even applying oil. You're going to be applying oil, and you're also going to be making sure that everything is going to be so fantastic here. Let us continue with this kind of the work as we get it impressed, and I appreciate much of the people tuned and locked in as we get much of the things getting forward. The G Castle is moving, and you're going to be having a new look as you're going to checking it from here, as it's just now getting a new look, very meticulous, as going to be finishing from inside the tiling, as going to be coming out again to make sure that things are working more properly. Let's get it in touch. Things are moving, eh? Exactly. And this is the way forward. Right now the schools are being closed. Eating is normal. Right now eating is normal. The food is not yet coming out of the sham. It's only we have harvested some beans, and it will not have much of the impact. Beans don't have much of the impact. Maize has an impact, eh? And you have to make sure that things are coming out effective. Keep it tuned. Get me a dollar, as we're going to be talking about we are changing lives. As we're going to be saying, hi Kimberly, salam alaikum. Inshallah. Uko fiti? Thank you. Kimberly is here representing also. Exactly. Keep tuned. I'm going to be back to you in a short while. Back to studio. Guys, back again, and I'm back to Matiko's home a bit here to make sure we're going to be getting some of the things to the framework, and we don't have to rush too much of the things before consulting and getting the best entitlement from the parent, so they can just give us more affidavit about talk about, or they're going to be telling us more about how it's going to be coming, because things have been A, B, C, D. And the good fact is that everything was sorted out in terms of the litigation, and they have talked about everybody should get his or her own share, which was bringing much of the problems to the ecosystem of the society, whereby we can talk about yesterday you saw they were coming here and forcing to talk about why are you doing this kind of the things to our land. And to the real fact is the cheaper lands that they're going to be getting here, again, they're going to be using it against them. Then they talk about, oh, you are poor people, that's why you sold this kind of the lands. We don't want to reach at that kind of the section. Back to the entitlement, and the entire system should understand we don't have any grudge with anyone. This is a fully video. That's why I always reach here. I've got the mom, she's here. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you very much. Hello. Mambi Kochonjo. Mr. When I say about whenever I see Mr. Waterfall, you understand it's called Waterfall. That's a name that we used to know since our childhood. Zinivo. Are you gonna eat what? Waterfall. Waterfall, eh? And your jini litoka wapi? Ulibandikwa. Na ni nzuri tu. So mtu asikuwe tena kutusia akisema Waterfall. Because I had even Matiko calling him Waterfall. No, Waterfall. And it's a name that even me, I grew up knowing, because if you wanted to know more about the father to Matiko, you have to say Waterfall. Where are you going? To Waterfall. And how the Waterfall came, I don't know. But the name is Waterfall. Thank you. So back to the system. So back to the mom, and I'm here to the mom again. Sasa mama, nilikuwa nataka kuamuke kidogo. I want to have 2-3 thoughts, and tunataka tutembea ama nataka nikuvute. Yeah, today the moms, they are looking so neat and very nice, and I have another securities here. Hi man.
Everything's
so nice.
Everything is nice.
Introduce yourself as gonna be getting
Only Mayani.
Today
I'm a bodyguard. I came to no one gonna be intimidating you.
Nobody gonna be bringing some shenanigans.
Yeah,
I saw people talking about Ogintu. You are not in peace. Hey. It's not like whenever I'm having talk about a person to accompany me a bit, it's matter of the security. Sometimes you can never know if somebody went with disgustment or somebody went talking about, oh, I'll come back or I'll target again to coming to this kind of the home. We don't know. But that one doesn't bother me. What I understand is whatever comes. Mambo vipi Matiko? Salamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
You are?
Alaikum salam.
You are alaikum salam.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we are out of the work and we are back home here again with Matiko. He was working meticulous. And I told him like, when I reach your home, you should have reached at your home. Eventually he has reached. Guys, the good thing is I always provide a good ecosystem and a good environment. Everybody to cherish, everybody to say about, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do this. That will be so fantastic here. So Matiko today was doing the tiling at home. And right now he has been getting his own money here. And I think you have something good for good, yeah? I don't want to maybe you're going to be maybe talking about ABC. I understand. Exactly. Sasa nilikuwa nataka tuongee. Kuna huyu sponsor. The sponsor is talking about you're going to be bringing some materials. They're going to be coming as soon as possible, as we said in the video. And we're going to be talking about what are we going to be doing at this kind of the moment. Number one, I want to see and want to talk to Matiko. Nataka niongea na wewe na mama na mzee yuko. Anataka ajenge. She wants to construct you a house. And the house is already onto the architecture. And the architecture will just send it, talk about that kind of the frame of the plan to me, as going to be now initiated at this kind of the point. And the fact that they're going to be coming right now is one, I want you to show us where necessary and where we're going to be deploying and putting such kind of the construction. Unataka hizo nyumba zikae wapi? Ni hii yako ibomolewe iekwe, alafu mama kijengewa ahame kwenda kwa nyumba nyingine tubomoe ile tuweke.
Hiyo nilikuwa nasemaje? Kuja kidogo hivi bro.
Okay. The mom should come also. That's your mzee. No problem.
Kama wanajenga ifike hapa hivi.
So hii tolewe. So hii tolewe. So kila mtu ana agree hii tolewe. So they are agreeing that this Matiko's house should just be demolished from here, as the new one will be constructed here. Unasema ivuto kuja chini. Ndio iache space juu.
Sababu kibanda
ya kuku. So because also we have a chicken area and we don't want to maybe squeeze this kind of the constructions together, so we can just have a little bit of a space to make sure that we're going to be having a construction of a chicken maybe parlor or a chicken house that we're going to be also coming here after the construction. So the good thing is everybody is accepting it. Like Matiko's house should just go. Utakuna lala wapi? I want to know where you will be sleeping. Utakuna lala wapi? Or the other house at the far point, Oh, sasa utarara uko juu. So exactly. So the mom's house is in, talk about the upper, talk about Matiko's father, it's in the upper section. And the other one that from that far corner, that's where now Godfrey, he is talk about maybe resting sometimes east and south and sleeping there. So it's going to be now for Matiko and Godi, they're going to be sleeping to that kind of the house. Yes. And this one here, it will be talk about demolished, so as you can just have a unique and a very specific house here. So I'm just passing out the information as from the ground, because I don't want to deploy any kind of the information without getting any kind of the information one-on-one from the parents and the people who are in concern. And number two, because they've said about this house going to be coming out from here, so as Matiko will be staying at far corner there, the house will just be placed at this kind of the area, so it will now be squeezed down a bit, not to the upper, because the mom house again, because of kuja pandei, because to the east kind of the side, the fence is very near, and because of the upper section is already sold, and we cannot have a small space provided to the upper section, because already we have a live fence which is here, and this house is already getting to the brim point which is onto the fence, so you will not be having a small space provided at this kind of the house. So when Matiko's house will be just getting out, it will be squeezed downwards and backwards, so as it can just take that kind of the position going to the far corner where you can see that kind of the bench is getting there. So now after constructing it, I think now we're going to be coming to the mom, whereby it will just start from where this house is, and we leave a small space backward, and it will just squeeze to Matiko's a bit and leave some space there to make sure that this will be there. And during that time, Matiko's house will be ready. Matiko will migrate from the far corner house to his new house, as the mom will migrate to where Matiko was, to make sure she's gonna be staying there for a little while, and again we construct for her the house. And finishing, everybody will go back to the center and make sure that everything is getting more forward here. That is what we are now talking about at this kind of the time. So asante sana, that is now got, and the information has got to the system. Umekubaliana na hiyo. The father has to also to accept it, and we understand we are at the same page, and that will be so fantastic here. So at that kind of the rage, I say let us get in touch. Tunaweza kuja, si ndio? Let's get in touch, and everything will be so fantastic. So I'm still looking for a place where we shall get the materials getting in. Hii plot iko hapa chini ni ya nani? Ni yako? Na materials unataka zieko wapi?
Materials. Utafungulia hapo hivi njia.
Utakata miti?
Hiyo miti sasa. Mimi alisema kwamba umpatie contract. Hii miti na hiyo tu njia hivi
yeye ndo alipasua
kwa sababu huyu hakuna mtu mwenye anamsimamisha. Sasa ukimpatia contract. Sasa hiyo materials unaona hii mti na hii nyingine atakuwa anaipitishia hapa.
Hapa katikati. Sasa kama nyumba itakuwa hapa na materials zitakuwa hapa, zitakuwa hapa dogo.
Sasa unaona?
Ama zitaenda kwenda huko juu. Sema huko juu.
Sawa, unaweza kumwaga hapa.
Hawezi kwa miti.
Ona. Unajua gari kama itakuwa inakuja inapiga kona. Unaona hii nyumba
hapa, nyumba itakuwa.
Sawa. Sasa sio kwamba hii nyumba kwa sababu hii ni kaburi.
Kuna kaburi hapa?
Ndugu yangu mwenye alifariki.
Cheiha.
Kuna mwingine mkubwa.
Kuna mwingine mkubwa. So there is a grave here.
Yeah.
Kuna grave hapa.
Sasa ndio maana nilikuwa nasema ishuke chini.
It should not come to this side here.
Sasa ishuke chini kidogo hivi.
Ikuja hapa chini.
Ishuke chini.
Hata kama itakuja hapa ni si mbaya. Hakuna shida, si ndio? Okay. That's the information we are getting, and that's why we have to associate with the family, because in the tradition and the norms of understanding the culture of the Kuri around here, where the grave is, you can never construct their house. That is what is always there. So if there's a grave there, we cannot penetrate to that side. We have the respect to the dead, and we cannot tamper with such kind of the thing. Talk about the firstborn, firstborn wenu, or the firstborn.
Ni firstborn kwa vijana.
The firstborn to boys,
Yeah.
So he deceased. So called Maro. Na Cheiha?
Maro is
Cheiha number 2.
Yeah.
Cheiha now was my best friend. We had a land there, and my father was talking about, tomorrow wake up in the morning, you are going for plowing. Who is there? Cheiha is there. So we used to know Cheiha that way. So I remember. So whenever a person is talking about, I don't know Matiko's family, I'm very sorry. I can tell you, I know them more than even some people can talk about they know them. Because Matiko was a bit bigger than us during that time, but I used to know him. Because during that time also he was young, and we were young also. So sometimes you could be, Matiko from up here. The father was ever shouting from here, Matiko is swimming inside the river. And he was looking for catfish. Inside. Also he was even harvesting some sand for me.
Yeah.
But the bad thing he did is number 1. When I installed the catfish and the catfish ran to the river, he was fishing and selling. But it was not stealing. It was ulikuwa faidika nayo. Si haikuwa za kuiba. Zile ulifaidika nazo. Chimome. Guys, you know when I start when you install catfish, so many people benefited with that kind of the fish. And I can remember there's nothing I could talk about, Matiko, you're doing. I know that fish could just support them and they could get a food. But I could not talk about nilikuja nikakugombeza. Nilikwambia tu They were so big fish. And you know, guys, when I install fish, yeah, they were so big catfish. Yeah, they were so big catfish. And I can say that fact. Yeah. So when I installed the catfish, and they had finished like they were like 6 months. Then this catfish, they were penetrating from the fish pond, getting to the river. So I never knew the installation of fish at the catfish, they could have such kind of the misery, or they could just rush to the river. So Matiko was harvesting, and one day I went. And I got Matiko having so many than what I was having in my fish ponds. Then I asked him, hey bro, are you going to be selling? Or are you going to sell, to eat, or you will pay me? He talked about, you know, I have not stolen, I'm getting them. And when I saw, he was getting them, by the way, from the river, and I talked about, okay, that's the nature, and I could just understand it. So to that kind of the position, I say everything is so fantastic, and everything comes so wagwan here. So I represent and I say everything gonna be coming out so creative. So the cows have gone and gone forever. And now you have accepted it, let them go.
Yes.
Have you accepted it? Let nobody have any kind of the grudge like, oh,
But the cow brought some.
I know there are so much of the grudges that they might, because the day I saw the cows were going and the mom was there crying, then the sponsor talked about, no, why are you leaving this kind of the woman crying? That is not good. And the cows were returned again. So to that effect, now they have been taken for good, which is if somebody had a good attitude to give you something, he cannot come and talk like yesterday we went for the shopping. Somebody can come and talk about, oh, Ginto have to come here and talk about, oh, let me see how long have you used this kind of the cooking oil. That will be the stupidest thing ever possible. And to this kind of the cows have gone.
David Jr., you take to dancing.
No. They took everything. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So if he has taken, he has taken. So don't worry. So just relax. Exactly. So don't have any worry about that kind of the boy. So the good thing is they took. Yeah, let it go. And the motorbike went, let it go. Now we're going to be doing what is for us. And we're going to be now deploying new development to your life. So everything has to change at this kind of the time. So keep tuned. Exactly. So Matiko, how is everything now? Are you good now?
Fine.
Yeah. Everything is so nice.
Nice.
Everything is so nice. Thank you very much. So again, I talked to the father. Kila kitu ko sawa? Are you good? Kila kitu ko chonjo? Asante sana. So yesterday, ulisema umeripia TV. Yesterday they told me, oh, going to put me 500 there. I went with the money to Nyabuanse. Nilikuwekea, si ndio? And then they send it to this kind of the monthly installment after there. And again, they're talking about, oh, we are now, it was like per month, kwa mwezi unaweka 500. Per month you deposit every month 500. Then daily 80. A lot of money. And today, tani naenda kukatwa leo. Or around 8. So the sponsor said he will just participate, atakulipia. Sasa siku tutakuwa tunafanya 2-3, atakulipia pia kitu kadogo kwa hiyo TV yako, si ndio? Exactly. So that's the good information about the sponsor will take over the charges to make sure they're going to be representing them ever possible here. So to the mom again, kila kitu iko sawa?
Iko sawa.
Saa iko kura iko fiti. Exactly. That's very fantastic. And we are not for dancing here. We are not for dancing. You wanted to dance? No, this is not a dancing here. But there's a time I came here with nilikujanga na hizi. Nikupatanga kweli? Nilikujanga na kanga. Oh, I got your wife,
Yeah.
But nilimwachia kupe. Yeah, during that time I was dancing with the women here and I was shaking my waist like something else. Tuli dancing na yeye. I danced with Matiko's wife during that day. I can remember. And Matiko's wife was again taken. Everything is coming and going, but we don't have that one. In and out. Anataka aseme namna gani? You have something to say?
Niko na shida.
Shida gani tena? Ya mbolea.
Mahindi yangu inaharibika.
You need fertilizer.
Yeah. Mahindi yangu ni ninunuliwa mbegu.
Na nani?
Na huyu Daudi.
Wali kununulia mbegu.
Akatumia pesa ya mahindi ya mbolea. Watu wa YouTube wanakuja waniulize eti ushapata mbolea? Sijapata. Sasa nikanyamaza, nikashindwa. Sasa ninamuuliza niambie eti mbolea inakuja. Mahindi nimeparea mara ya kwanza, mara ya pili, mahindi kwa hapa.
Mbolea gani? CN ama DAP?
Yote.
Hakuna nyuma yake hata moja.
Hakuna hata yoma amanu.
So he's talking about there's a time if you have ever seen him. Ni sawa nakujua. Sasa sikuwa sija directiwa hapo. Maybe bado wanajiformulate watakuja. Let me not get to things that I'm not involved into. And he is talking about he was promised to be getting some of the fertilizers, but he has not get. I'm not here to maybe improvise or talk about how it's going to be coming ABCD, but the good fact is I'm going to not enter to that business because I don't know how it started and where they went, because how the land was farmed and how they got the maize, talk about the seeds to sasa mimi sikuwa wakati ulipata
ninaomba msaada.
Ni msaada. Sasa na kama wataleta wao.
Kuna wali kitambo bana mpaka saa hii mahindi
ni kubwa. So they promise you that they're going to be bringing, they planted and weeded and again nothing came. So you're talking about the fertilizer is a problem. A fertilizer is 3,000 Kenya shillings.
Maybe kilo mia.
3? No, for me it's 3,000. For me, it's 3,000. Talk about in Nyabuhanse, you will get it at 3,300. But to me, if I can just purchase for you, because I have a number of, I was given with the government 36 fertilizers. 18 CN, 18 DAP. So I have a number, so I can get them for you, and it will be just easy. If somebody can talk about, you're going to be making it. Exactly. So don't worry about that. Everything is possible. Today is today, but tomorrow going to be another day. Exactly. So if things are going to be so good, tutaangalia vile kunaenda, si ndio? Exactly. That will be so fantastic here, and everything going to be moving so fantastic. So guys, back to the system here, and God is here. God has not represented. How are you, God? Uko fiti? Kila kitu kiko chonjo?
Umeshiba?
Umekula? Kila kitu kiko chonjo? Safi. So gota basi.
Angalia pale kwa
gota basi. Mambo iko sawa. God is wondering here how things are just running. Guys, again, I want to be telling you something. If there's a time we saw I was fishing, my fish pond, during that time I was having, there's a boy, it's called Mapopo. During that time, I went and I took Mapopo, who was coming to help me in terms of harvesting fish. And some people talked about there's a young boy who was in that fish pond. He knows how to catch fish. He was gaudy during that time. And the fish that I was giving them to catch, they are theirs, not even mine. They could just talk about, sometimes whenever I'm harvesting, I talk about whoever want food, whoever want fish, get inside. They were ever looking for the fish like something else. And I always offer such kind of the services to them, and they make which is more possible. So keep it tuned, guys. And I'm going to be giving you much of the things that are going to be coming. As I say, appreciation to this kind of the moment, as we're going to be getting out a little bit, as we're going to be getting to the fish pond there to see 2-3 things are going to be coming there. Support is also called Mayani, and is now making sure going to be psyching me hand to hand a little bit, but fearing the police a bit. But don't worry, going to be getting to the caves, and everything going to be so fantastic. And yesterday was about to have that kind of the moment, talking about, again, we're going to be getting to the police station. Let it not be like we are just here for fighting about, we're going to be helping. How is a good Samaritan fighting with a good Samaritan again? Let it be like if somebody has to take over from you, which I can say it's a good thing. Let me say this kind of the point here, as we are here all. There's a time a sponsor said, I don't want fellow the boy to this kind of the site. Mike Vengers take over. I never saw people talking about, this is going to be this way, this is going to be going this way, this is going to be going this way. Everybody came to the same page and talked about, you are told to come for the keys, these are the keys. You are told to come for this, and I want only this kind of my hearings to be heard, then everything will just be okay. And that is it. When, again, Mike Ventures again talked about, how the things were going, Itembe 001 was picked, and he was told, please go and overtake and take over the responsibility in that farm where where Mike Ventures is. Again, there was no much of quarreling apart from talking about we have to negotiate and get to the terms. That was our only thing. But when it comes to how we're going to be solidarizing, sometimes leave a space for the people who can make it. And that's what I can talk about at this kind of the moment. Even me, whenever somebody talks about Ogintu, we're going to be replacing you because I see this person going to be so effective than you. I cannot have some of the grudge about, oh, maybe Mayani is the one who is sent to take over. I talk about, oh, Mayani, you are eating me back, you are eating me my shoes, you are eating me what? And you're going to be talking about, you're going to be getting to the police station, do whatever you're just doing, and you're talking about you maybe you're going to be humiliating. No, it's about time of progress. What we need is a progress. The family needs a progress. Matiko needs development. That is the best way for us to do. Even if somebody comes out and talk about Gintu, we want to initiate this and this. Even if right now I be told, Gintu, please, there's somebody who's going to be taking over from you, and I want to send you somewhere, or I want you to stay apart because of this and this, we can rectify. Even the government premises, government facilities. That is how some of the tenders are. A manager is sent to a area, and talking about at a little bit of the time, another manager is sent and is told, please go and maybe get that kind of the job, replace that person, as going to be investigating what happened. If things were going, maybe some people doesn't know, maybe I'm just here for temporary, for a little bit. Then the actual person who was here will be returned. But now you might be in shenanigans talking about, oh, it might be this, or it might be. You can never know tomorrow. That's what I can just say here. And let us not have some of the hate with any kind of the person, because we have to frame everything the way they come. And what comes is what I deliver. Whatever be said, that's what I come here and I say. And that is what we are ever to get forward. So the good thing that I came here for is to get where the land will be so useful for us to make sure they're going to be getting this kind of the point, and also the mother. And because the sponsor had said, I get the whole family, maybe if it could not be possible for them to stay in this kind of the home as the construction will be there, they should just be evacuated for a little bit of the renting, as we're going to be dealing with this kind of the home, very nice. Then they will be returned after a period of only 1 month. Then I talked about, let me come first to the ground and I see, then we subject ourselves where necessary. That is my proposal about it. So keep it tuned. I'm going to be back to you in a short while after repressing and getting much of the things, how they're going to be getting. I know much of the platform has been ABCD crinkums of the day, but things has to get forward meticulous. So keep it tuned. I'm going to be back to you in a short while. Bye. See you tomorrow, Mura. Matikos.
Thank you, bro.
See you tomorrow.
See you, bro.
See you. Exactly. See you tomorrow. Exactly. Keep it tuned. Back to you in a short while.